Hi, so I'm Tough CMD. Welcome to my YouTube channel, or you're checking this out on Facebook, whichever. Most people on YouTube, when they do a bit of a gaming channel or something like that, like to show off their gaming collection. Thought I'd do something a little bit similar myself today. I'm here to show you the gaming collection, some of my favourite games that I've got in there, some of the rarities, the oddities, and anything else I find quite interesting. And at some point in the future, if anyone is interested, I've got the books, I've got the CDs, Blu-ray collection. So we're in my spare room at the moment. We're showing you all I'm going to let you see because my spare room is, well, not very good at the moment. So this is basically every boxed game I've got that isn't currently sat downstairs. It's not in the greatest of orders, alphabetical, its format, but it's not really as tidy as I'd like it to be. I'm going to have to look at another bookcase at the moment just for the collection. But we start off with the PS1, then going into the PS2, down to the PS3. Then into the PS4, you can see it's PS4 collection's hugely grown over the last period. PSP and the Vita collection, into my Xbox, the 360. Down again, end of the 360 into the Xbox One. And I've got my GameCube, the Wii U. And then down at the bottom here, I've got my Switch, a couple of 3DS titles, my small Mega Drive collection, my even smaller Dreamcast collection, and then a couple of titles I've got for PC. There are a few in here that I am quite proud of owning, so I'm just going to point a few of them out. First one being Chrono Cross, which is the sequel to Chrono Trigger. Only released over in the US. I think it may have got a Japan release, not sure. It didn't get released over here in the UK. But as I do have a PlayStation that does play imports, I managed to get a copy of this. Quite impressed. Only cost me £20 to get imported a number of years ago now. So I was quite pleased with that one. Another PlayStation title I'm proud of owning, Legend of Dragoon. I did actually get this title when it first came out, but foolishly traded it in back in the time when I didn't know much about keeping games, back when I didn't collect. Managed to get another copy of it back when I worked at Blockbuster, searched the entire UK Blockbuster systems and found one copy. Managed to get that transferred into the store I was working at. I think this only cost me about £15 at the time, maybe a little bit less. Definitely worth it though. So we've then got Jaws Unleashed. Surprisingly, as awful as this game is, the control structure for controlling the shark's actually not that bad. It doesn't explain much while you're playing it though, so it does get a little bit frustrating at times, but yeah, not a bad game really. Then got Musashi, Samurai Legend. Not one that I hear many people ever really talking about. Good little action RPG by Square. Yeah, another one I'd love to play again, just need to get the PlayStation 2 hooked up. Getting a bit tiring pulling most of them out now, so I have got the original Eco. I did have a cardboard version of that when it first came out, but again, foolishly traded it in. But I do still have my cardboard version of Shadow of the Colossus. Shadow of Memory is one of the first PlayStation 2 games I got when it first came out. Had to rebuy that because, again, foolishly got rid of it. And then Wheel of Katamari, just superb. A little bit of a Fable fan. I've got every single version they've kind of released. I've then got the joys of the Burnout 3. Dino Crisis 3, which is awful. Brotherhood of Steel, which is one of the Fallout games. Yeah, I wasn't really greatly into it, but it's still quite nice to have in the collection. Same with the KOTOR games. But we have got the PSP games over here, and I do own Me and My Katamari and Touch My Katamari. And over here, beautiful Katamari. And then up on the actual PlayStation ones in there somewhere, I can't actually see it right now. I do have the Katamari game on the PlayStation 3. Bought Pokemon XD recently just to have it again. That's the Resident Evil remake. Never got a case with that one, which is a little bit frustrating, but I do own it elsewhere now. Baten Kaitos, which is one of the best RPGs that has ever been released. Not many people know about it, which is a little bit of a frustration. The Legend of Zelda series there for the GameCube there. A couple of decent Wii titles. The great Xenoblade Chronicles, which I am aiming to pick up the remake of that soon. So when I was showing you the collection a little bit earlier, taking the camera down, then went individually through a couple of titles, then pointed at a few of them because I'd just given up all hope. There's a few that I couldn't grab at because they're under garbage. Well, Christmas decorations. So I thought I'd pull a couple of titles out that I didn't kind of point out, which I felt were kind of worth having a little bit of a look at. I mentioned this one briefly, we all know Shenmue, but I thought this was worth. So it's not a completely perfect copy of Shenmue, but it's got both the disc cases in there, and it is a fully boxed version, so I am quite pleased about owning that. Sam and Max adored the original point and click game of this, so I was really chuffed to manage to find a copy of this on the Wii quite cheap. It cost me about £5 or so. I was really pleased to get hold of a copy of this because I know it's pretty hard to get hold of. Odin Sphere is one a little bit cheeky about owning. I got this when I worked at Blockbuster. Managed to get it dirt cheap because the person trading it in didn't know what he had and the system didn't have it, so I kind of put a price on it. A little bit naughty, I know, but it was Odin Sphere. I had to get it. Now, I noticed this when I was actually re-going through the GameCube collection as I was kind of showing you guys. I forgot I owned it. I nearly bought it the other day for about 70 quid. Kind of glad I didn't. That'd have been interesting. Thank you very much for coming and having a look at my stuff. If you are interested in having a look at anything further, just let me know. Quite happy to go through it. Got quite a big collection of other things that I don't mind going through.